Sitting in a hall of fame, ooh, and the world's gonna know your name, ooh. Welcome to another episode of Savage Crypto. In today's episode, I am going to be telling you about a potential next Wanchain. Wanchain is likely to be one of the huge growers in cryptocurrency in 2018. But it looks like it may have some competition in its very early stages. So I am going to be telling you about that coin in this Savage Crypto episode. I'm going to be doing my Savage analysis, which you can always rely upon to the positives, the negatives, and the final rating out of 5 stars. So if you're excited to learn about what that cryptocurrency is, then smash up the likes, give it a huge like spike in appreciation. So, just before I move on to that, I hope you enjoyed yesterday's episode of Top Coins, or Top Coin, as some people have recommended we call it. I quite like it either way. But now I haven't got my busy buddies, I'm on my own. So anyway, I appreciate all your comments yesterday. I appreciate all the people that said it was awesome. I appreciate all the people that said, I just like you, Superman. But either way, hope you enjoyed it. Hope you learned something. So, what has been happening in the cryptocurrency market? Let me just make sure that my sound is okay and that you can hear me, because I normally get, Superman, your sound's off. And then I find this all out much later. So, let me just make sure. Yes, it can. You can hear me. Fantastic. Okay, well, that's always what I want to see. So, anyway, let's have a look and see how everything is going today. So, there was some South Korea FUD earlier today. Hours ago. In fact, it's been brewing for some time. And today, a whole host of headlines hit mainstream media. Bitcoin price live, 106 billion wiped off global currency, cryptocurrency. Bitcoin drops on possible South Korea ban. South Korea plans to ban cryptocurrency trading. Bitcoin falls as South Korea plans to ban trading. Blah, blah, blah. South Korea clamp down on Bitcoin as it gathers pace. So look, mainstream media all over this South Korea news, which apparently has some substance, but has apparently been brewing for some time. It's regarding regulations as far as exchanges are concerned, and essentially it's been going for some time. But because it's been splashed across mainstream media, essentially it is therefore spreading to more people. More people are talking about it. More people are affected by it. And of course, the people who this most affects is the newbies, because they panic sell. The whales try and get their cryptocurrency out so that they don't experience any negatives by putting it into Tether or cashing out, whatever. And essentially, it burns mainly the newbies. My response is always, just keep your money in. Keep your money in. It's going to go up and it just solves the problem of having to mess around and stuff. Now, literally about 3 hours ago, the market cap was about 30 billion less than it is now. It's at 687 and climbing with each and every minute. And money's getting pumped back in. There's less red than there was. And certainly if you look at the red, it's very, very minor red. Look at VeChain. Millie. Look at VeChain today. VeChain is going for it in the midst of news that's come out today, which I haven't got the link for, but there is some news today. So good on VeChain. VeChain was at like $1 when me and Box Mining was telling you about it. It's already grown by 6 times, and it's not really even fulfilled any of its potential so far. So all that South Korea stuff's going on. I spoke yesterday about BitConnect X ICO, which came out. Now apparently, I haven't looked at the video, but apparently somebody said that the tokens were initially priced at 5 cents and then subsequently charged at 50 cents. I've only seen it charged at 50 cents for a BitConnect ICO. So the BitConnect ICO is essentially going to be a decentralized cryptocurrency exchange. So it's going to be a lot like, like Kyber, the likes of 0x, that kind of thing. Decentralized exchange. Okay, so according to BitConnect's roadmap, they were going to be bringing out a decentralized fiat exchange, which many, even me, predicted would happen. This is what BitConnect X would be. But it says decentralized fiat exchange. Fiat. So buy and sell BitConnect tokens, or BTC, with fiat currency. However, if we go to the roadmap of BitConnect X, there's nothing about fiat in there at all. All it really says is launch of BitConnect's exchange to trade with other cryptocurrencies. Nothing about fiat. Lies, lies, lies. That's essentially all that really ever comes out of BitConnect is lies. So anyway, let's move on. So another thing I wanted to tell you guys about is about Vice. Now, I made a tweet last night. I subsequently deleted it. But if you go into the Vice Telegram group, then what you will find is that they've basically set out the whitelist terms. Okay, so the terms are that depending on how much you are planning to deposit is based on how much you are charged. So essentially they are charging to be part of the whitelist. So you would have to pay 0.001 Ethereum to get involved in the whitelist if you're looking to, I can't remember how much it was. I think it was 1 Bitcoin or something. And then if you are looking to put in 5 Bitcoins worth, then, or Ethereum's worth, can't remember really, should remember these things, then you need 0.005, I want to say. Whatever the case, it's half of the other price, so my maths is probably terrible. And if you want to deposit about 10 Bitcoins worth, or 10 Ethereum's worth, then you have to pay 0.01 Ethereum. Okay, so essentially, I think it only comes down to about 13, or depending on the price of Ethereum when you're watching this, about $13, $12, $13, maybe even $11, don't know. So at the highest point, $11. Not a lot, but it's a bit disappointing. It does kind of leave a bit of a sour taste in the mouth. Very, very fitting, maybe. Anyway, but it does leave a little bit of a bitter taste because no one else has done this. From my knowledge, no one else has done this kind of procedure where, you know, you would pay to be part of the whitelist. So I don't know if this is going to be something that Vice implements and other people copy. I don't know. But I did speak to Vice about it. I spoke to their CEO last night at about 2 in the morning UK time. And he said, you know, the reason why is just basically because we don't want for the smaller investors to not get a chance to invest. And of course, whales have probably got their, you know, Bitcoin or whatever cryptocurrency to buy into it and gobble up all of the crowd sales supply before any of the smaller investors. So they're just saying, if you get in the whitelist, no matter whether you're a small investor, big investor, if you pay the whitelist amount, then you get a chance to buy. Okay, so good. I do agree with it, although I'm not necessarily sure about paying. It's not something I would really like to do, but I understand why they're doing it. So anyway, so the whitelist is starting soon, but, you know, on the basis that it doesn't get sold out, it should be enough for everybody. Should be enough for everybody. So, Mexico. So, let's go and move on now. So, a couple of things. So, if you are following me on Twitter, and if you're not, I would implore that you do, because it's just such a cool place to find out what's going to be happening before it happens on YouTube, or, yeah, well in advance of YouTube. So, I found last night an ICO that I think looks really cool. Oh, I want it. I'm telling you, I want it. Looks really insane in the membrane, but I'm going to be telling you more about that soon. You know Superman with his teaser tweets. And then I asked this question earlier. So what golden nuggets exist outside of the top 200 that no one is covering? Leave comments below. No shit coins with no active team or project, please. Okay, so no chain coins, basically. And I had quite a few responses, but actually the one that I liked the most is this, Lambden. Lambden is the cryptocurrency I am going to be telling you about in today's episode. This is the potential next Wanchain. Now, at the moment, it's at rank 1124, but a big reason for that is because they haven't got their circulating supply, which I think is about 210 million tau. So they can't actually accurately put a market cap, but based on it being $1, it's about 210 million market cap. So it would fall outside of the top 100 for sure, and it's actually gone up to $1.40, and I covered this in a tweet the other day, but unfortunately the ICO ended pretty much ASAP after that tweet, so that was when you could have got it at the best price. So let me show you why this could be the next Wanchain before I go in savage crypto style. So look at this. Okay, so this is a I don't know how well you can see it actually, but this is a graphic that's going around on the internet. And is showing the features of Lambden versus its closest competitors. So Arc, Ion, Icon, Wanchain, Lisk, EOS, Dragon Chain, and Neo. Okay, so it's showing all of the... I like infographics, as long as they are, of course, truthful. It's showing all of the areas where that Lambden has covered over its competitors. And I think when it comes to investing in cryptocurrencies, if you've got something that's hot, like Icon is right now, Wanchain is going to be... That's going to fly off the shelves, okay? So when you've got a cryptocurrency that potentially trumps these... in features, then you can't but take notice of it. Okay, so let's have a look. So they offer decentralized apps, interchain support, transactions per second, 10,000 a second, versus, like for instance, Wanchain, 20 a second. Okay, second to EOS, 100,000 a second. So actually, second best performer out of this very prestigious list. Free transactions, none of them have free transactions. Atomic swaps, none of them have atomic swaps. Communicates with any blockchain. Most, except for Dragon Chain, do not communicate with any blockchain. Okay, they communicate with certain blockchains, but not every blockchain or any blockchain. Future-proofed, yes. Code-based language, Python. So you probably, if you're not like if you're not developer-based, like I'm not technical at all. You probably think, well, what's the relevance of this? And I think Python is probably a language that's most understood, quite easy to learn. Lots of people know about it, and is quite an advanced language that covers, decent developers have Python knowledge, where, only like beginners really need JavaScript. So Python is a quality language, as kind of purported here by Lambden. Developer tools, yes, no one else offers them. Okay, consensus, it's delegated proof of stake, and a lot of them are proof of stake, except for Wanchain, which is proof of work. So there are benefits to this. So you can see from this some really good knowledge against its competitors, some great benefits against its competitors. So now I've given you broadly what it is and how it differentiates. Now I'm going to do my Savage Crypto episode. Okay, so now I'm going to go through the positives, why you may want to invest, the negatives, why you may not want to invest, and then finally give it a star rating out of 5, letting you know if I'm going to invest, and if I am going to invest, what my strategy will be. And you may want to consider this, but it's not financial advice. This is your call. So what is Lambden in a nutshell? Essentially, it's a blockchain maker for business. Okay, so blockchain services for businesses wanting to create blockchains for their business. It's almost like a blockchain WordPress, a customizable blockchain for your business that has a huge range of features that can be used for your business, that are versatile, that offers better features than any other service provider out there, of which this has some prestigious names like Neo and EOS. And Cardano, of course. So, so basically this is to be customizable and having a suite of features. That's essentially what it is. It's almost like a development package, like a software package. It's got a suite that you can essentially use to create a blockchain, and a blockchain as advanced or as simple as you need for your business. So, sounds awesome, right? So let's have a look at the positives now. So number one is it offers building tools for businesses, okay, so for commerce. So it allows them to customize their own blockchain. So of course they can build a blockchain, they can implement smart contracts, they've got cross-chain communication. So a lot like what we have explored with Wanchain and Icon, essentially having multiple blockchains in an industry, but having cross-chain communication. So for instance, using the same example I always do. Let's say I get injured and I go to a hospital. They have my my one unique ID on the hospital blockchain, and then they need to sort out payment for my bills. So they go to the insurance. So in the insurance blockchain, my one single user ID is communicated with to the hospital. Okay, and yeah. So anyway, so it can talk across chains. Okay, within the blockchain. So they also offer decentralized apps, and something that you don't see a lot of is atomic swaps. So essentially it's swapping one cryptocurrency for another. So if you've got Bitcoin and you want Ethereum, then how do you do that? Well, really, you do it via an exchange. You send your Bitcoin over to an exchange, you buy Ethereum with it, there you are. Bob's your auntie, and you essentially get your Ethereum. But you have transactions involved in that process. You've got waiting times involved in that process. So with atomic swaps, you can essentially, on platform, agree in a trustless way to swap your cryptocurrency with somebody wanting your cryptocurrency, swap it with them, and then you've got it. No transaction fees, and a lot easier and a lot quicker. Okay, so over and above, it seems, what a lot of the competition have. So it's in a sexy niche. I love sexy niches. I don't like niches where I look at the white paper and I think, yeah, it's got potential, but the niche is boring, it's dry, no one would be interested in this unless you're a real diehard and really like that kind of industry. But this is a sexy niche. Blockchain services is so sexy right now. Ethereum's made it sexy. Ethereum has made Neo, EOS, Cardano, Lisk sexy. And of course, Wanchain and Icon have made it even sexier. So it's a sexy niche that this is operating in, okay? But there's free transactions across the blockchain. So this is unique. This is not offered by the other competitors, okay? And you've got some really established names in there. Free transactions. This is what's made IOTA absolutely explode. Free transactions. Transactions are such a pain in the backside, transaction costs. And you get them everywhere. Exchanges, wallets, everywhere. You get them. Okay, so free transactions on this blockchain makes it unique. And that's what I like about it, because although it's in a competitive environment, it's got something unique about it. It can handle 10,000 transactions per second. And it's only second to EOS. Now, EOS is super. EOS was always like the scalable super version of Ethereum. And Tau is essentially like to be the second best compared to all the competitors out there. Now, how their kind of product is split is into three three areas. So you've got Saffron. This is the suite of products related to the blockchain, so creating a blockchain, the decentralized apps and everything like that. Then you've got Clove, which is the cross-chain technology. Okay, didn't know what CC was for a second. I was thinking CC credit card. And then you've got Flora, which is the suite of tools that enables you to, as a business, develop the community. And also it enables you to get the development community to look at your code. It enables the development community to make changes to the code, in fact. So this is a lot like Wanchain in this respect, because Wanchain are essentially enabling people to create their own kind of ecosystems with blockchain and having cross-chain communication. So Flora will enable the improvement to the product. And of course, Saffron and Clove are really good for businesses in order to have a blockchain and in order to have the cross-chain communication. What else? Supply. My sweet spot in supply. I always say my sweet spot is in between 200 million and about 500 million. That's my sweet spot for supply, because it's medium risk, medium reward. That means when the price skyrockets, okay, it skyrockets quite nicely. It doesn't skyrocket, you know, in the space of half an hour. So if I was talking about a low supply coin, then in the space of half an hour during a stream, it could literally triple in price, okay? But with this, it goes up quite nicely. And if people decide to sell, it goes down quite nicely, okay? So you don't get burnt so badly. So you can enjoy this one. Now, market cap wise, based on, I mean, this isn't on coin market cap, but it's about 210 million. Now, let's compare this to competitors. So Neo is a 7 billion market cap, EOS 6 billion market cap, and Dragon Chain 1 billion market cap. Okay, so these are huge market caps for its competitors. And at the moment, the market cap for Lambden is like a quarter, it's like a fifth, actually, of Dragon Chain. And Dragon Chain is relatively new. Dragon Chain's just gone out. So this could go 5 times 5 quite easily. So it's undervalued at the moment. Now, it's only listed on EtherDelta and IDEX. And you can only buy it with Ethereum at the moment. This is a positive because it's not even on, you know, Cryptopia or Coin Exchange, let alone Binance and KuCoin. So there is so much value to be realized. It's only very early, okay? It's only on EtherDelta and IDEX, and EtherDelta is the one where most of the volume is happening, and people don't generally like EtherDelta. So can you imagine if you buy it now on EtherDelta, when people don't really necessarily like using EtherDelta, and then later when it gets added to Binance or KuCoin or one of the others, then, you know, you could get an explosion in the value and in the multipliers. So, like this so far. roadmap I really like too, because there's so much to be achieved. I mean, this does not do it justice. There's a lot to be achieved. So they need to get on more exchanges. They are recruiting at the moment. So they've recruited developers. They've recruited a marketing team. They're going to be working on their website. They've got an alpha coming out in May. Alpha of the product. And then they've got a version 1 and a mainnet being released in December. Okay, so a lot over the next 12 months in value. All right, and I'm going to show you the roadmap very shortly so you know where to find it, what it consists of, because there's more than just this roadmap, but it's got a nice long roadmap. I like that because it means releases, bursts of value down the line. Now, this is the bit I really like, okay? So, there's going to be a token burn of about 80 to 90 million tokens, okay? So, it's going to bring the supply right down. It's going to bring the supply down to about 150 to 160 market cap. Okay, so and the supply down to 150, 160. So it's going to be even easier to make the multipliers because it's going to take the supply right down. It's going to make this more valuable, and it's also going to make this, assuming that the price doesn't go up a lot, it's actually going to value it about 150 to 160 million market cap. So even more chances of gains. So I like this. Token burns are always really good because there's no point in having an excess of tokens you don't bloody need, and in fact burning them to give more value to investors. So, these are the positives, okay? So you're probably saying, Superman, I am sold. I buy. Give me a flipping, have my money, Ether Delta. Let's look at the negatives now. These are my negatives. So, team, lack of breadth and superstars, okay? So this is a team, I believe, based in San Francisco, looking at their LinkedIns. But there's 3 that are listed on the actual website. Now, I've not actually seen an addition to the team. So I've seen in the Telegram, where they've been talking about it, that they have added about 15 new members across the breadth of the team. So in development and marketing. But it's not actually on the website, okay? So it looks like it lacks breadth, and it certainly looks like it lacks superstars as well. So, you know, one of the things that I really like about Wanchain, for instance, it looked like it had a really good superstar team and really high breadth as well. But this looks like it lacks the breadth and the superstars that I would be looking for. Having said that, I have heard these guys on YouTube, you know, the founders, and they talk very eloquently. They're young guys, and their kind of development, they're technical people. And this is what you need. It's a technical product, so you need the technical expertise. So although they're good, I looked at their LinkedIns and their experience was very, they're young. So when you're young, you're not going to have 15 years working as a developer or as a stack developer or a blockchain expert. You're not going to have all those years. But when it comes to the credibility of the overall project, team is one of the biggest that I look for, and it lacks that. Okay. It's not 100% unique, which means that it dilutes the ability to get a high market share. So it's a little bit like the RFID tags business. So you've got Modem, you got Wabi, you got Walton, you got VeChain, and they're all after the same pot. Okay, now it's a big pot because it's a sexy niche, so it's a big pot, and so all of these guys have quite a good market share. And of course, if you enter the market like Wabi didn't look anywhere near as strong as the other 3, and yet it's already exploded beyond all kind of expectation. It's already gone up over times 10, way over times 10, in fact nearly times 20. So, you know, so having a diluted market share is a negative. You're not 100% unique. You can't have first mover advantage. You can't dominate the market because there's already competitors, and in the case of Lambden, they got really good competitors. But at the same time, you wouldn't mind having a market share of a really sexy niche. So for those of you who didn't get into Wanchain and you really want to get into a Wanchain-esque product, this is it. Adoption. There's a lot of choice out there. So businesses it's a business product, it's an e-commerce product. So essentially, or a commerce product. So essentially, this means that people are going to be looking around for the equivalent, the service provider that matches what they need. And of course, Dragonchain have recently come out, and they are a blockchain services company plus an incubator. So that means that they offer already a unique service. They actually help launch a blockchain for a business. So, so the adoption, there's so much choice out there for businesses. So this is what can disable them from, really taking off with customers. So that's just something to think about. because there is a lot of choice out there, and you've just seen the breadth of choice. The community... this is a minor point, okay? But I went on the Telegram community, and normally the community is where you can get a good sense of the quality of the holders, okay? I like Ethos, for instance, really good holders community. ClearPoll, really good holders community. What else? Spectre. I mean, there's quite a few Telegram groups that I'm part of, have really good communities, nicely controlled. People aren't swearing at each other and putting stupid... comments at each other, and in the Telegram it was quite toxic, you know. It was just like people calling each other names, and I wasn't happy about it. But at the end of the day, it's not the founders, it's not the company, this is Telegram, this is the internet, this is what happens. But it was a bit pathetic. I didn't really like it, so hopefully the admin will clear it up. It's a minor issue, but something that I really like in a community is a community that helps, a community that's quality. They know what they're talking about. They can provide you with information. They can, that is supportive, naturally quite supportive. I don't like communities that are toxic and low quality. There's only a reflection of some of them, not all of them, but some of them it was just terrible. So people entering into this may just not want to invest. So maybe still steer clear of Telegram if you're really liking Lambden at the moment. And of course, it's already kind of times 10 from the ICO price. So the ICO price is about 8 cents, okay, 7 or 8 cents. And it's already gone up to $1, okay, so it's already 10 times. But there's still so much potential. I mean, not even a joke, so much potential. Times 10 is nothing, really. I mean, if I go back and look at Ethos, for instance, you know, it's gone up times 20 since it hit times 10 from its ICO. So and that's without a product yet. So there's so far this can go, but it is early stage. Okay, it's still early stage. There's a product to actually be completed and released. So there's still a lot to be realized from Lambden, but it is early stage. So with companies literally just getting on exchange, you do need to do your kind of due diligence. Make sure that you're happy with it before you invest. Okay, because there is always risk with early stage, but a hell of a lot of reward. So final rating, I gave Wanchain 4.75, I think, out of 5, because I thought that was really tremendous. Now I'm not giving so high a rating for Lambden at this point, because there's so much that still needs to be achieved. Okay, and it needs a lot more. Needs a lot more social proof to make this heavily investable. Something that you got with Wanchain was that there's a hell of a lot of hype, there's a hell of a lot of expectation, a big community. You don't necessarily get that same feeling, especially in terms of the quality of the community, as you do with Wanchain. But at the same time, you have got a potential amazing product. And given the price, and given that Wanchain you can't even get at the moment, this looks like a good one to kind of invest. A lot of people who are invested in Webby also invested in Walton. A lot of people who are invested in Walton or Webby also invested in VeChain. So people who have an interest in this sexy niche may want to get it. So my final rating is 3.75 out of 5, which, given that there's no working product, is very good. And they've got proof of stake, you know, in about a year's time. So you'll be able to get rewards as well, or delegated proof of stake anyway. So you'll be able to get rewards in your wallets in about a year's time. So I think this is very good, has a lot of potential. So am I investing? Yes, I am going to invest, simply because there's so much to be realized. Not only that, but they've got a small team at the moment. There's so much opportunity to build on that team, add superstars, and really grow the investability and value of the company. So I'm holding onto it for the long term. I'm a long-term holder. I hold on to my cryptocurrencies for the long term. You'll always pretty much see this, because if I do a Savage Crypto episode, it's because I see a potential real amazing product. So yeah, so I'm going to hold on to this for the long term. So let's have a listen and see what you guys have to say now that I have done my Savage analysis. Let me just see what time it is. Oh shite, I've got to go in a sec. Let's see. Let's go back to YouTube. Went to Telegram for a bit there. Oh, by the way, thank you very much. 100,000 subscribers. So chuffed to bits. Haven't even mentioned it. Didn't mention it yesterday in my thingy with box mining and stuff. Yeah, thank you for subscribing to the Superman. So, yes or no? Yes or no? Let's have a quick raise of hands. Yes or no? Yes or no? Long term means long enough to achieve 50 to 1,000 times gain. Yes. No, no, no. Yes, 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 yes. Yes, no, no. Wow, quite equal at the moment, which is surprising. Which is surprising, given the level of interest in Wanchain. There's certainly being few more yeses now than no's. But because it's on Ether Delta, I think this puts off a lot of people. People are saying, yes, small amount of investment. People really want to wait for Wanchain. So, yes. So, it's got its benefits and it's got its, you know, reasons that you may want to just wait for Wanchain. So anyway, yeah, so let me just show you some details. So the white paper is a GitHub based white paper, okay, so you can find it on the website. It's probably not as detailed as a lot of white papers you'll see, but it's a good white paper. It actually is to the point. It's very clear to understand. I like that. And and if you go to the FAQs on the website of Lambden, you do get to see the roadmap as well. Sitting in a Hall of Fame. Stop fudding Tron. Not fudding it, it's a fact, you moron. Sitting in... Oh, there's more yeses. Can you check out Ficoin? No, I think Ficoin is the lending coin, isn't it? And I don't like the sound of it. I think that you can cash out pretty much ASAP. But there we are. So here's the roadmap. So you can actually see what's going to be happening over the course of the next 12 months, what they're going to be focused on, and of course you can find out from the community as well where they're at with their with the roadmap items, and also I think they do a development update, developers update as well. So so yeah, so there we are. That's Lambden, peeps. That's Lambden. So let me know in the comments. I am wanting to cover more kind of golden nuggets, not shit coins, golden nuggets. So if you see any golden nuggets, then flag them up. You know, let me know in the comments, because I do want to cover top coins. Top coin, no, top coin. I want to cover more top coins over the course of time. So yes, so anyway, thank you very much for joining me. Thank you for subscribing to me. I appreciate having more than 100,000 subscribers. Yes, yes, Jordan, yes. And I will see you next time, peeps. It is, in Superman's immortal words, it is lights out, all out.